I just started, making my own songs, which were often like just me straying off the course of an already written song, and I'd use that as inspiration, as a little springboard into my own pond. While that was going on, I was training and playing soccer. My dream since I was young was always, ever since Dad bought me a Manchester United shirt and Ryan Giggs, Eric Cantona when I was growing up with the Stars. So Mum said, "Is this really what you want to do?" And I said, "Yeah." And basically she said, "Okay, well, you've got to quit school. You've got to go for it 100%. So I left school, and I'd be training in the morning and in the evening, and I'd work at the cafe through the afternoon. So I went to England. We had some matches. I was the captain of the team, and the gist of the trip was that I learnt very quickly where the level was at. I was like, wow, okay, this is streaks ahead of where we are. I think basically I went to England and I was like, okay, I'm running around a paddock, being yelled at in the rain, and I wasn't particularly enjoying it as much as I thought I would. And I had the week off, everything, came back, played my next soccer game after giving up the dream of playing professionally. And as soon as I came back, I played the best game I've ever played in my life. Mum came through again with an amazing suggestion, and she said, "Well, Hugo, you love perfecting physical skills, and you've always been the skillful soccer player. You've always been about the skills, and why don't you try the circus?" NICA's the only school in the Southern Hemisphere that provides a Bachelor of Circus Arts program. So there I was in line to do Certificate 4 and then potentially a Bachelor of Circus Arts. But the Bachelor of Circus Arts is really competitive. People from all around the world audition. The Certificate 4 was kind of like not quite as, it was a big deal for me because I'd never done circus at all. So getting into that was great for me, but then there was a year of preparation, which the Certificate 4 leads towards preparing you for the Bachelor. The Bachelor is basically gymnasts who have been training their whole life. So I had my work cut out for me because the prerequisites went up from having to hold a handstand for a certain amount of time to being a minute. I ended up getting the handstand. It took me 6 months, but I came in an hour early, stayed back after class, just worked really hard, and I got a minute handstand in my audition. It was just such an amazing feeling when I got my letter, and I was like, I thought I'd never go to uni or get a degree, and then here I am in line to get a Bachelor of Circus Arts. So I specialised in the football, juggling. So we were there, I had a Russian trainer called Vasily, a big Russian fella from the OG Moscow Circus, and about 3 or 4 Chinese trainers. So Jing Jing was amazing. He would walk around NICA. This guy was like Yoda. He would hobble around, and he'd be drinking his green tea with like a plant in it. And he'd just like walk by and then say something really philosophical or like a riddle. And he used to call me Old Tree because when I was stretching, because I wasn't as flexible as all the amazing gymnasts and stuff, but I was trying, and he'd look at me and he'd go, "You, old tree," because my legs weren't straight enough, because my knees wouldn't bend, because all the years of soccer, my hamstrings were pretty tight. And so he's like, "You old tree," and we'd have a good laugh, and I actually really befriended them because they were like, well, we know this guy's never going to be like the most amazing acrobat, but he's working hard and he's enjoying it. In the second year of my degree, I got offered a gig with Melbourne United in Melbourne Arena, and all of a sudden I was performing my juggling tricks in front of 12,000 people every week at half time in the NBL. That was a 10-year dream for me, which happened before I even graduated. So it's amazing how things can just happen if you work hard. Never say no to an opportunity. Even if you're not ready, say yes and work it out later. I had a lot of setbacks. In graduating performance, I tore my hamstring, and I'd worked 3 years to basically do this final performance. On preview night, I tore my hamstring. I tore cartilage off the bone. It kind of put everything in perspective for me. It's about all the work I've put in, and that's the important thing, because it's, and the fulfillment I got through doing that work and self-growth was actually the important thing. And I think that forced me back into doing more music again, having the injury, and it kind of made me realise that it's what I've always loved, was playing music and just performing. And it wasn't about having to do the amazing physical feat or the, it was about creating a vibe and a connection with an audience. The meaning to everything I'd done and all of the hard work I'd done was so that I could put myself in a position where I could create a vibe with an audience that would hopefully inspire my audiences, would create joy in my audiences, and that's what the meaning. That's the meaning. That's what it's about, is spreading joy.